What's up, guys? I have to come on here and make a video about this awful, awful Detroit Tigers team. So I knew before the season started that this team was going to be bad. I told people, they're going to be better than they were last year. They're still going to be shit, but they're not going to be a 98 loss team. Right now, they're only 2 games under 500, 16 and 18. But this is one of the most boring Tiger teams I can ever remember watching in the last 10 years. Now, I know we had that run of success from 11 to 14, and then 15 was a bad year, 16, should have made the playoffs, but they couldn't beat one of the worst teams in the league, the Atlanta Braves, and got bounced out, but they were competitive. 17 awful, 18 awful, 19 so far. They're only 2 games under 500. Even being, they've been outscored by now 47 runs in their run differential. And even so, watching this year, it has been one of the hardest 40-game stretches I have ever watched. Almost 40-game stretches to start the season. They are so goddamn boring and so hard to watch. There is nothing remotely enjoyable about watching this Tigers team this year. Even last year, a team that lost 98 games was competitive. At the 81 game mark, they were almost tied for first with Cleveland. They were exciting because Nico Goodrum comes out and, comes out of nowhere. And, Matt Boyd, and Michael Fulmer. And on top of, Nick Castellanos had a good year last year. Even without Miguel Cabrera, it was still exciting to watch. And in the emergence, Jacoby Jones is an elite defensive center fielder. And this year, it's just like the MLB is on pace. Hitters is on pace to break the all-time home run record in a single season hit by players by almost 1,000 home runs. Gordon Beckham, a fucking part-time player on this team, is among their home run leaders, I think, with 3. 3 fucking home runs. A team with Miguel Cabrera and Nick Castellanos and someone like Christian Stewart, who comes back off the DL and hits a double in his first at bat. Thank God, because they needed power. 3 home runs is leading the team. They don't even have 30 home runs as a goddamn team. As a team. In a league where they're going to break the all-time home run record in the, that was set in 2000 during the steroid era. 30 home runs as a team. And then night after night after night, they get their ass handed to them by the Angels the other night, 13-0. They win game 2, the second game of the series. They get their ass handed by the Angels again in the first game of the freaking series, as Nico Goodrum pretends he's in the UFC because I'm watching this abysmal garbage known as the Detroit Tigers. UFC kicks Marwin Gonzalez in the face. About the only thing he's hit hard in about a month. So, because he's been ass. Even though he had a little injury there, but he's been ass and hasn't been hitting well. And, so, there's literally nothing fun about watching this team. Like, I knew they were going to be bad. And I knew coming into the season it was going to be boring. But, like, me even loving baseball as much as I love, and me being as much of a Tigers homer as I am, it is legit hard to watch this team on a nightly basis. Matt Boyd, about the only positive in the rotation, besides Spencer Turnbull, because he's a kick-ass pitcher. He's been really good so far. Oh, and Jordan Zimmerman, the people telling me he's back and he's good. Yeah, he's probably gonna miss the rest of the season. Matt Moore's done. 2 starts, the Tiger out. Like I don't even want to watch on a nightly basis anymore. It's so hard to watch this crap. About the only positive I can draw out of this is how good the Double-A Erie pitching's been. Like I can't wait to see Matt Manning. I can't. And Casey Mize throws a no-no in his first, start in Double-A. He's been really good, so far ripping up the minor leagues, which doesn't surprise me. Coming out of college as a pretty refined pitcher, pretty polished already from the get-go. And usually those guys come up the ranks pretty quick. He doesn't have a chance to come up this year. Someone asked me, hey, do you think Casey Mize could come up this year? No. He's going to be a full year in the minors before they pull him up. But I guess that's about the only positive that I could draw. I mean, Matt Boyd's been good. Spencer Turnbull's been fun to watch. But this offense and Miguel Cabrera coming out making the comments that he made about why he only has 1 home run, which he hit in Chicago. He almost had 2 in that game. It's pathetic, absolutely pathetic, that he's saying that his lineup protection behind him is the sole reason why he can't hit home runs. No, pal. Miguel has been one of the best hitters in Tigers history. He's been one of the best right-handed hitters I've ever watched in my entire life. But for the fact that this guy is going to come out and throw his teammates under the bus, 1, shows lack of leadership. 2, shows that he's not a good person as a mentor for these young guys, as many young guys as they got on this team. And 3 is a cop-out bullshit way of not admitting that, dude, you can't hit a good fastball anymore. I remember Miguel Cabrera, when Fangraphs used to do their most in and outer pitches that were hit for home runs. Miguel Cabrera used to be at least at the top or top 3 pitches hit for home runs in the major league. From like a 2010 to 2015, he was one of the best. You couldn't pitch him inside. You couldn't pitch him outside. You couldn't pitch him up. You couldn't pitch him down because he would crush fastballs. Now, good fastballs up and in beat him every time. Absolutely beat him every time. He doesn't have the same bat speed anymore. He doesn't have the same power to opposite field he used to have. He could still get hits, but he didn't have any legs before. Now he really don't have legs. Those days of 40 doubles are gone. Bro, you're 35 fucking years old. Or 36. You're old. You've been hurt the last couple of years. Your core strength ain't what it was. Your hand quickness ain't what it was at one time. You're old. Good fastball velocity beats you now. And it just is what it is. And for him to throw his teammates under the bus like that is atrociously pathetic, especially with someone with a Hall of Fame resume like Miguel Cabrera has. And then we got this bum fucking Tyson Ross on the mound. Has 1 good start as a Tiger so far. Dude can't make it past an inning of third his last time out. And now he's out there playing mop-up duty because Ron Gardenhire needs innings out of this fucking scrub because he only gave him an inning at third last time. And it's bottom of 6, give up 5 runs already. One more to go. And I was fucking dead ass wrong about the Minnesota Twins. This team crushes people. I don't know what's in the water in Minnesota. I remember Minnesota used to be one of the weakest power hitting teams in the major leagues. Now this Garver guy and Nelly Cruz out there and Byron Buxton can put some of the seats, and this team can fucking bomb the shit out of you. It's crazy watching this team. John Scopes on their squad. It's nuts. They've Eddie Rosario. It's nuts, man. This Minnesota Twins team, and then Jake Odorizzi all of a sudden is a Cy Young, and Jose Barrios is a beast, and Martin Perez. I don't know what he left. Started drinking in the water in Minnesota. But I don't get it, man. This team is so hard to watch. You got a league where the ball is juiced. There's been studies shown of the ball density that it actually is wound a little tighter, and it's going an average of an extra 5 extra feet compared to the old style baseballs. And they don't have 30 home runs as a team. Joe Jimenez is not remotely, their only All-Star last year. He's terrible so far this year. He's been a little bit better there and there. But I will admit, their bullpen as a whole, it's crazy to say this, has probably been their strength. You got your two starters, Spencer Turnbull and Matt Boyd have been your positives in the rotation. And Daniel Stumpf has done really good work. Buck Farmer has done, his numbers are a little skewed, but he's done not a bad job. And Shane Green's been a fucking monster. I hope Shane Green keeps continuing to be a beast, and I hope they trade him and get something good for him, because there's going to be a team that needs him in the back end of the bullpen, either to close or set up, because he used to be a setup guy for a long time. Hope they get something good for him. And I hope Matty Boyd comes out and keep pitching like a beast, and they get something really good for him as well, because, Matt Boyd is pitching, I think, a little bit above of what his actually his skill level is. His numbers are really, really good. But I hope he keeps pitching really well, so well that a team overpays for him and the Tigers get something good, because he's not a guy that, with the depth of pitching arms that the Tigers have, their positional prospects are kind of shit. I have to admit. I thought their positional prospects would be better than they've been so far. But with the amount of pitching depth they have in the minors, I hope that Boyd keeps pitching as well as he is, and they trade him. And Nick Castellanos wonders why teams didn't want to give up, a bat and a couple of balls for him in the offseason when when the Tigers said they were going to look to trade him. They're going to be lucky to fucking trade him at the deadline, because the dude is striking out more than he's ever fucking struck out. He's making contact less than he's ever made contact over the last couple of years. He's not hitting home runs, which he was really good at. And he leads the team in extra base hits. It's about all he's got, So I don't even know where to go. Like, do they bring up Daz Cameron? Do they just start some of the clocks on some of these guys, within the next month or so if their offense can't hit, in the next couple of weeks if their offense can't hit? If you can only run Jacoby Jones out there for so fucking long, I don't care if they change his swing, I don't care how good he is defensively. You need someone that hits more than 155 and gets on base at well below a 300 clip. And Nick Castellanos is so bad and right. And Brandon Dixon comes up, has 5 hits in his first 2 games with the Red Sox. He's been ass. And Dustin Peterson's ass. Jordy Mercer sucks. Can't hit. He's a good defensive shortstop, but he can't hit for shit. Harold Castro's another bench bat, can't hit for shit. Nico Goodrum so far hasn't hit for shit. Jimmer Candelario is going to go, 12 for 10 one game. That's how good he is. And then go fucking 0 for 70. He can't hit consistently, although he's playing a great third base this year. I'll give him that. Our catching core has not been bad defensively, but the Tigers haven't had a good hitting catcher since fucking Pudge Rodriguez. And Alex Avila's one lone all-star year. I don't get it, guys. You tell me, how are you watching this team? Like, I love baseball. And I watch these guys, or listen to these guys, or at least know what happened in the game pretty consistently every day. Even with me, working as much as I work, being a technician, which I'm now moving into a job change. I'm going to go start working on performance cars, doing performance engine building and stuff like that. So it's getting, and then, my shit with the gym, losing weight again, because I had gained back 100 pounds and then I lost 70 and now I keep it off, but I'm still trying to lose more. So it's harder for me to keep up on this team. And I try to look for positives and things to watch. Hey, maybe this rookie's going to come up. Hey, let's watch how this guy reacts. Blah, blah, blah. We don't have fucking Vlad Juniors to watch in the Tiger system. We don't have Fernando Tatis Juniors, or Chris Paddocks like that. Maybe on the pitching side with Casey Mize and whatnot, but what are you guys doing to watch, to get through watching these guys every single night? What do you think of this offense? I don't know how the Tigers are selling 10,000 tickets in a game. This team sucks. They absolutely fucking suck. And I have no idea how they're 2 games under 500. They are fucking terrible. They can't hit home runs. They can't hit for average. They fucking got struck out 20 times against the White Sox the other day. Like, what is there to watch? Like, I'm going to watch just because I love baseball. But it's like having a fucking root canal trying to find, something positive to say and something, trying to think about the quality of product that's on the field. If it's not Matt Boyd or it's not Spencer Turnbull, it's a hard watch. And even then, you have to hope their fucking offense scores more than 3 runs. Which they can't most nights, because they're terrible. I don't get it. The ball is juiced. It's literally fucking been scientifically proven. It's fucking juiced. The Minnesota Twins was like one of the most power fucking deflated lineups for a while. Back in the day when they had like Josh Willingham and Justin Morneau and Jason Kubel and Michael Goodire. They're leading the fucking AL with the best record. And probably the most home runs now. Because the Mariners fell off. Which, everyone knew they were a fluke. How do you not have 30 home runs as a fucking team? For Christ's fucking sakes, Cody Bellinger and Christian Yelich at one time had more home runs than the Tigers did as an entire goddamn team. If they were on the Tigers, they would account for over half of their home runs. More. Like almost 60%. How are you this bad and have this little amount of... You don't even get fucking hits. They literally are leading the league in... They gotta have one of the top 5 worst OBPs in on base. In all baseball. They fucking strike out more than anyone. I mean, it's like watching like a high school kid trying to get laid by the hottest chick in the school, but looks like me, like I did when I was in high school, or even like the way I fucking do now. You don't stand a fucking chance. It's terrible. I can't watch this shit on a nightly basis anymore. It's driving me fucking crazy because of how bad they are. They don't get on base. They can't hit. They strike the fuck out. And this team, even if they were trying with this launch angle bullshit, fucking Joey Gallo has more homer. He's the only player in MLB history to have 100 homers before 100 singles. If you're gonna fucking do that, I mean, it's gotta be impossible to be this bad, even if you're doing the launch angle bullshit. And they fucking miss so much. They strike out so much. Rodriguez, the most free-swinging shit stance dude I've ever saw in my entire life, has literally been your best hitter. He goes up there like partially open and his arms cocked all the way up like he looks like a dipshit. He's your fucking 5-hole hitter. What? What? This is what this team's come to? I mean, fuck. If they're gonna suck, I don't even want to be 500. You're wasting your time at this point. What's the fucking point of even winning any games at this point? If you're gonna be this bad and this boring, fuck being 2 games under 500. Be like the Royals. Be like 11-23. These are gonna suck ass. Get in fucking draft spot already. Get another Casey Mize with a fucking positional player. Fuck's the point? You're a marginal team. You're like with like 7 games in the second wild card. Because you're 2 games under 500. There'll be 3 games under 500 by the end of the night. Fuck's the point? It's useless to watch. Every game, like literally it's the Tigers week. Win a close 1-run game. Have a game where you win by 4. Have a game where you lose by 13. And they stay almost at 500. They go 4 in 6. Almost consistently. She fucking sucks, dude. So what are you guys doing? How are you watching this team? How are you putting up with the bullshit? And you guys got to be as tired as I am of watching this team just struggle to score. I mean, these guys couldn't get laid if they had a handful of hundreds in a whorehouse. They couldn't score then. So I don't know. You guys tell me. I'm at my wit's end. 40 games in and I'm like, fuck it. Tank. I'm done. I'm tired of watching this barely 500 squad that can't score fucking 3 runs a game. It's atrocious. I've never saw more fucking undisciplined shit in my entire life watching these dudes strike out this much. It's pathetic. This is a fucking team that used to have, guys with north of almost 400 OBPs consistently, in the middle of their lineup. Fucking Cabrera used to be mid-4s, and Victor Martinez was a fucking beast at getting on base. And Prince Fielder was good at getting on base. Johnny Peralta could get on base. Got all these guys nowadays with this launch angle bullshit, and they can't even do it right. Fucking just strike out 20 goddamn times a game against the fucking White Sox. Fucking stupid. So you guys tell me, how's it going for you as a Tigers fan? And how are you dealing with watching this bullshit? Because I'm fed up. This is a terrible quality team, and there's nothing redeeming about it, and I'm having a hard time even sitting through this shit. Tell me. Have a good one, guys.